They say curiosity killed the cat, but what about us humans? There are places on Earth so terrifying, so cursed, that even the bravest souls dare not tread alone. In today's journey, we're exploring the top scariest places on Earth you should never visit alone. Ready? Let's begin. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a hidden labyrinth of death, the catacombs of Paris. Stretching over 200 miles, this eerie maze houses the remains of more than 6 million people. But this isn't just a historical site. It's a portal to the unknown. Countless visitors have reported hearing whispers in the dark, feeling unseen hands tugging at their clothes, and even seeing shadowy figures darting between the walls. Would you dare to wander here alone, knowing you might never find your way out? Next, we travel to Japan's Aokigahara Forest, also known as the Suicide Forest. Nestled at the base of Mount Fuji, it's eerily silent, thanks to its dense trees that block out sound. Visitors often describe an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the forest itself wants to consume them. Legends say the spirits of those who perished here wander restlessly, luring the lost deeper into its shadowy depths. The absence of wildlife only amplifies the forest's eerie silence. Could you find the courage to step inside? On to Italy's Poveglia Island, often called the most haunted island in the world. Once a quarantine station for plague victims and later an insane asylum, it's estimated that over 160,000 people died here. Their ashes mingle with the soil, making the island a graveyard of despair. Trespassers report hearing disembodied screams, encountering ghostly apparitions, and feeling an unshakable sense of hopelessness. Would you set foot on this forbidden land? In the heart of Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert lies a fiery crater known as the Door to Hell. This natural gas pit has been burning continuously for over 50 years, its flames licking the desert air as the ground trembles beneath your feet. While scientists attribute its existence to a drilling accident, locals believe it's a cursed gateway to the underworld. Standing at the edge of this blazing inferno, you might wonder which explanation feels more believable. Next, we visit the Hoia Baciu forest in Romania, often referred to as the Bermuda Triangle of Europe. This forest is infamous for unexplained phenomena, floating orbs of light, strange sensations of being watched, and electronic devices mysteriously malfunctioning. Some who enter claim to have lost hours of time, reappearing miles away with no memory of what happened. Could you resist the urge to uncover the secrets hidden among these twisted trees? The Winchester Mystery House in California is a mansion like no other. Built by Sarah Winchester, who believed she was haunted by the spirits of those killed by her family's rifles, the house features staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open into walls, and endless corridors designed to confuse. Visitors often hear ghostly footsteps and whispers echoing through its halls. Spending a night here might just leave you face to face with one of its restless spirits. Deep in the canals of Mexico lies the Island of the Dolls. Hundreds of decaying dolls hang from its trees, left by a reclusive caretaker who believed they appeased the spirit of a drowned girl. Today, visitors claim the dolls' eyes follow them, their heads turn, and some even whisper in the dead of night. Are they mere toys or something far more sinister? In England, the village of Eyam carries a chilling history. During the bubonic plague in 1665, its residents chose to quarantine themselves to prevent the disease from spreading. Many died horrific deaths, and their spirits are said to linger. Strange lights flicker in abandoned homes, and ghostly voices whisper warnings to those brave enough to walk its foggy streets alone. Centralia in Pennsylvania, USA, was once a thriving mining town. But an underground fire, burning since 1962, turned it into an abandoned wasteland. Toxic fumes rise from the ground, and sinkholes threaten to swallow the earth. Visitors claim to hear voices calling from the mist and see shadowy figures moving through the smoke. Could this cursed town's fire ever be extinguished? In Scotland, we descend into the Edinburgh Vaults, a network of underground chambers with a grim history. In the 18th century, these vaults housed the city's poorest residents and served as a den for criminals. The air is damp, the darkness suffocating, and the stories chilling. Visitors often feel icy hands brushing against them, hear whispers calling their names, or see shadowy figures lurking just out of reach. One of the most infamous spirits is that of Mr. Boots, a violent ghost known to shove people or follow them as they explore. Would you dare step into this haunted underworld? From Scotland, we travel east to Hashima Island in Japan, also called Battleship Island for its unique shape. This now abandoned island was once a bustling coal mining facility, but it became a ghost town when operations ceased in the 1970s. The island is now a decaying labyrinth of collapsing buildings and empty streets. During World War II, it was a site of forced labor, and many workers died under horrific conditions. Visitors claim to hear voices echoing through the ruins, footsteps following them, and an overwhelming sense of sorrow. It's as if the island itself mourns its dark past. In India, there's Bangar Fort, a deserted fortress known as the most haunted place in the country. Legend has it that a sorcerer cursed the fort after being spurned by a princess, dooming its inhabitants to death and restless wandering. The fort is forbidden to enter after sunset, but even during the day, visitors report strange noises, sudden chills, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched. Locals say those who stay overnight are never seen again. Would you risk it? The Himalayas hide one of the most chilling places on Earth, Rupkund Lake, often called the Skeleton Lake. Located at over 16,000 feet above sea level, this glacial lake is littered with hundreds of human skeletons visible when the snow melts. Studies suggest these people perished in a hailstorm centuries ago, but locals believe the spirits of the dead guard the lake. Hikers report hearing whispers carried on the cold wind and feeling an unshakable presence watching their every move. Heading to the Philippines, we find the Manila Film Center, a grand building shrouded in tragedy. During its construction in the 1980s, a scaffold collapse buried workers alive in wet cement. The rush to complete the project meant their bodies were left entombed within the structure. To this day, visitors report hearing anguished cries, footsteps echoing through empty halls, and a pervasive sense of unease. Could you spend a night in this haunted masterpiece? In Mexico, there's La Casa de las Brujas, or the House of Witches, located in Mexico City. This historic building is said to be cursed and haunted by the spirits of witches who once lived there. Residents and visitors alike report eerie sounds, such as furniture moving on its own, voices chanting in an unknown language, and even the occasional glimpse of shadowy figures on the stairs. Locals say the house seems alive, breathing and shifting under the weight of its dark history. We visit Old Changi Hospital in Singapore, a former military hospital used during World War II. It was a site of immense suffering, as prisoners of war were tortured and executed within its walls. Today, the hospital stands abandoned, but its reputation as one of the most haunted places in Asia is well earned. Visitors have reported hearing screams echoing through empty halls, seeing headless apparitions, and feeling an intense, suffocating energy. Would you dare to walk its haunted corridors? Finally, we come to the Hill of Crosses in Lithuania, a hauntingly beautiful site covered with over 200,000 crosses. While many see it as a place of hope and prayer, others speak of an overwhelming energy, both good and evil. Alone here, visitors report hearing whispers, seeing fleeting shadows, and feeling an unshakable sense of unease. Is this a place of faith or something far darker? These places remind us of the thin veil between the known and the unknown. Would you dare to explore them? Let me know which of these gave you chills, or if you know of a place even scarier. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spine-tingling content. Until next time. Stay curious and stay safe.